Hey, it's latesharashae. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing the review of Married to Medicine Season 11 Reunion Part 2. So y'all, before I even get started, like this video, subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with your girl and see what I got going on in my world. Welcome me back to these YouTube streets. So I'm just going to start off from where the episode ended last. It ended with Contessa, y'all know her memory ain't worth a damn and I don't remember names, but Contessa, Simone, and Toya Bush Harris were saying that they heard rumors about Dr. Damon cheating. And is it just me, or does Heavenly look shook every time somebody mention anything about Dr. Damon cheating? We all know that Heavenly say her damn marriage is not for sale, but baby, if you dish, you got to be able to take. And from her reaction, and reactions are very telling. So from her reaction, it looked like some in the washing may be clean, as my grandma would say. So I don't know. I would hope that Dr. Damon daddy ain't out here cheating, because y'all know how I feel about Dr. Damon. I love him. I think he one of the last saints on earth, okay? So I don't know if he's cheating or not, but the way that Heavenly tenses up and she goes straight to hell with her insults, anybody alludes to the fact that Damon could have potentially cheated on her, some about it just, some scream, some ain't right. And she said on her own, on her channel, because y'all know I was subscribed over there to her Patreon, but I had to unsubscribe because that $5 was getting expensive for me a month. But she did say that she could be on this show for 10 more years and we wouldn't know a damn thing about her. So maybe she tenses up like this because there's something about her that we don't know. We may be finding out. I don't know. I hope not. I wish everyone's marriage well. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Speaking of insults, from that little situation that Contessa shared that she heard about Dr. Damon, Dr. Heavenly then says, you need to shut up talking about my husband with your box surgery because your boobs all the way over here, they ain't close together at all. Which was very low, y'all. Y'all know that was very low only because we know that Contessa had a double mastectomy because breast cancer runs in her family. We also know that her mom died from breast cancer. So that was a very touchy subject. So that was real ugly. It was really ugly. So much so that I think somebody asked Dr. Jackie, why don't you ever check Heavenly? And let's just be real. Nobody can check Heavenly but Heavenly. Her husband don't even check her. So what make y'all think that anybody else can? But in Jackie fashion, she jumped in, avoiding the entire situation on what we talking about. You know damn well you heard what this girl just said about Contessa, and you having a mastectomy as well from your breast cancer. I thought that you would have held her a little bit accountable for that. It's not your job, but I expect that from you. And I think that people have this blank expectation of you to do that. And I don't know why we do, seeing that you don't say anything the entire season. I don't know why she's here. She's not the only medicine in Married to Medicine. That's just what I know about it. But anyway, she moves on with this generic answer saying, it hurts me because they were friends. It hurts me because they were friends. And I know that they are just hurt. And Jackie, shut up. And I don't even want to talk about that because she didn't hold anybody accountable and didn't hold Heavenly in contempt of court. Yeah. I want to move on from that. They move on to Sweet Tea's segment. They showed a little recap of her time from this season and her event that she had on age gap dating. Wonk, wonk, wonk. I wish I had a sound to insert. I'm going to try to find a sound to insert like that right there, because that's how much I just don't give a damn to talk about Sweet Tea any further than this reunion. Andy asked her, how does she advise women to catch an older man since she's promoting these age gap relationships? And she diverts so bad from the initial question in saying, I feel like all women deserve a man, not just an older man, but a man that's going to treat her right, provide for her. We deserve that. Every woman deserves that. And Toya, for the first time, was like, I finally agree with her. And Quad kind of agrees too, right? Quad was like, I also agree, that women should have a man that's gonna treat them right, that's gonna wine and dine them, that's gonna treat them like a queen, but they shouldn't shun her for it, because they take care of the woman. They shouldn't belittle her when they are unhappy and throw in her face what they do for her. And so we all know that she was talking about Dr. Gregory because we saw him doing that to her in the past seasons during their marriage. So Andy wants to clarify. He was like, so Quad, are you talking about Dr. G? And she was like, yes, I am. And so Sweet Tea didn't like that. And Sweet Tea being so stupid, not knowing that, I don't think she comprehended that Quad was agreeing with her initially, right? But also calling Dr. G out on his shit. In Sweet Tea fashion, she's like, she always thinking about Dr. Greg. She's still thinking about Dr. Greg. He live in her mind rent free. And Quada's like, ma'am, no, I don't know. He does not. I don't think about this man. Even Andy was like, I don't think she does. Andy's so damn shady. Andy's so shady. Quad was like, baby, I gave you this man. I gave him back to the streets. I gave you him, Sweet Tea. And she was like, no, you didn't. And throwing finger signs because she too illiterate to even think of a comeback herself, to think of anything to come back with of any substance. So she threw a finger sign and saying, oh, trying to insult Quad, saying, oh, I guess she didn't get enough money in the divorce. And y'all, is it just me? Or did Sweet Tea reach real deep in her bag to just pull that baby ass insult out? And it did not hit. It didn't land. It's just sad to see her sinking like the Titanic like that. Quad even went further to dig down in the deep from way down in him. Well, I told Tina to dig and was like, and babies, I gave you him so much so that you had to slide in his DM, making a blank promise to promise him a child, and you still haven't made good on that promise. The way I would have ran my ass to the back of the studio like they used to on Maury, if she would have told my ass up like that in a reading battle. Sweet Tea, you got to tread lightly, boo. You got to tread lightly, and you got to know when to shut up, and you got to know when to come with the haymakers. You got to know when to swing, Sweet Tea, because you been your ass whooped. You been getting your ass whooped since, girl, you been getting your ass whooped. Oh, my God, all through the internet streets. Oh my God, y'all gotta catch that live where Heavenly was like, this a few lives ago, but she was like, when she went over the reunion looks, she was like, Sweet Tea calling us old, but Jackie's 62 years old, and she made your ass flat with this reunion look, and I thought that shit was so fucking funny. But anywho, let's move on. So like the insults that, I will get into the insults that Sweet Tea and Quad threw back and forth, even Sweet Tea calling Quad an alcoholic, saying that she has 2 DUIs. The girls were telling Sweet Tea that she's defending Greg, and he's blatantly disrespectful. He was disrespectful to Quad, and we've seen him do the same thing to you this season on camera. They flashback, I think, to some scenes about Quad saying she's gonna bust it wide open for King. Rightfully so. That's a good looking man, Savannah. A good looking man. They moved on to before I even moved to that, did y'all see how they zoomed in on Contessa's bald spot? And I'm not throwing no shade at women losing hair because I'm losing the shit out of mine on one side. I'm actually on some minoxidil right now to fix my little problem area right there. Y'all see it? It's a little burnt naked right there. But anywho, they did zoom in on Contessa's bald spot, which was really shady. Anywho, they move on to Sweet Tea and Heavenly and their online back and forth. And y'all know that this is routine that Andy gets on Dr. Heavenly for the 11th season straight about her YouTube channel. They talked about how she accused Dr. G of being a ped. Y'all know that P word where you like minors underage. She put those accusations out on him about him being that. And she also said that he was not respected in the medical community. And Dr. Heavenly, again, I follow all of this stuff very closely. And she was, her and Sweet Tea were going back and forward. And what Dr. Heavenly said, and I'm going to agree with her here. You can come for my business, but you don't have a business for me to come for, so I'm going to come for your husband's. Now, the P word was out of line. It definitely was out of line, Dr. Heavenly. She apologized, but just like any other Heavenly apology, we know she don't mean that damn shit, so I don't even know why she keep doing it. I don't know why she keep doing it. Then Andy asked Dr. Heavenly, does she think she is being too hard on Sweet Tea? And Dr. Heavenly did not she did not agree nor disagree, but she did say, however, I applaud her for even showing up today, because some people couldn't do that, throwing another jab at Phaedra. And she just slid it in there ever so classy, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's that on that. I think after that little piece, they moved to a break. But prior to, after Heavenly said that, Sweet Tea was like, well, maybe I'll finally unblock her on Instagram. Sweet Tea, nobody cares if you unblock them. I think the ladies have proven this season finally with Toya turning on you too, turning her back on you. I don't think you'll be back next season. I think that you're gonna have to do a whole 180 to build a relationship with somebody outside of Contessa in order to come back within this group. Because at this point, I don't feel like you need it. I don't feel like you're wanted. The men are at odds with Dr. G. It just hasn't been good. You got to know how to be nice, nasty, and fit in with these old hoes. You got to know how to do it. Because if you don't, you can lose this little check. You can lose your check, Sweet Tea. And this is an easy check. You gloating for working for the government that Trump will shut down any minute. It's so many government employees open for their job. And you talking about this like it's a little check. So if you smart, I know money ain't everything. But look, it helps a great deal. You see, I have to cancel my Heavenly Patreon subscription. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard out here for working people. So you better get your act together and keep your check. That's all I'm going to say about that. Moving right on along. Moving along. She be making me mad. Had to take a little drink break. So the men arrived to set, y'all. The men arrived on to set. And Dr. G arrives last. They isolate Dr. G into his own dressing room. Rightfully so, right? Because he had an altercation. So production came to Dr. G and was like, hey, considering all the last events that happened when all the guys were together, that's why you're here. They skip to the other room where all the other men are. And they're saying, where's Dr. G? And they were asking King, like, how do you feel about everything? And King was like, I'm straight. I've been good the whole time. It's never been a problem with the man. He said, but the boundary that I was standing on and that I still stand on is that you don't get to talk to her like that. It's disrespectful, and you're not going to do it in my presence. And that's what a man's supposed to do, right? And I think that it's one of those things where he like, listen, man, I know how you talk to her when y'all were together, but now this is my woman, and I ain't gonna let you do it. And that's what's supposed to be, right? So I'm with King on that. Dr. Mimi arrives on set with the women. She looked lovely, by the way. I loved her dress. And if you wanted to know what myself and my boyfriend thought about the reunion looks, go take a look at my previous video. We did that. I was looking raggedy, so forgive me, okay? But we fixed up today. You can't say it today. They discussed Dr. Mimi being a good addition to the show. And I agree. I would love to see more from Dr. Mimi. Typically, Married2Medicine does this. They always bring the new person in very late in the season. They don't give them a lot of camera time. They have maybe a confessional or two, but we don't get to know them. I feel like they should make that change, and maybe that's why no one sticks. Maybe y'all don't get the reaction y'all are looking for about the new person because we don't get a chance, the opportunity to know anything about them. All we know is that Dr. Mimi was a psychiatrist. We saw her a little bit. We heard from her a little bit. We know her husband's name is Steve. We know he likes labels because he's always plastered in the Louis, Gucci, Prada, and all of those things, but we don't know anything about them. They did ask Dr. Mimi to give us a diagnosis of the women, and I thought that was pretty cool what she said. And I wrote down a few things. She said that with Jackie, her word was intentional. I can see why. I don't feel like Jackie is Gandhi. I felt like Jackie was a nasty mean girl from the first season, so whatever. Her assessment of Quad was grief. She said that Quad needed to heal, and based on what we saw this season, I can agree with that as well. For Dr. Heavenly, it was really interesting. She said that she needed to nurture her inner child. I think that too, but unfortunately, I know and have watched Dr. Heavenly enough to know that we will never know the real Dr. Heavenly. She give us the humorous side of her. She give us the joning on people. And I think that's, she paint her marriage is perfect. And I think that's all we're going to see. And if that is what she wants us to see, we got to take what she gives us. If not, let her go. And I know y'all not going to do that. This show wouldn't, it could move on without Dr. Heavenly, but it will suffer a few seasons before it got back on track. Mark my words with that. For Contessa, she said, don't be distracted. Reflect on, what she tell her? Redirect her energy. I thought that was spot on, because if Contessa is going to come back, I don't mind her coming back, but I don't rally for her to come back either. And if she does come back, she needs to come with something new that's going on with her and her husband, or something new with her and her life, because I can't take another second or another minute. I can't take an hour or another day of that stuff between her and Heavenly. I can't take it. I'm tired of it, okay? She said Simone was rigid. She needs to loosen up. If I had a diagnosis, it would be for Simone to get the hell on up out of here. I'm tired of her ass. And Toya, she said, Toya, you got it. You got it. You got the sauce. You don't need no validation. And I agree with that, y'all, because Toya just don't give a damn. Toya don't give a damn about the who, the what, the when, where, why, and sometimes how. And I love that about Toya. And I think that's what makes Toya a pillar and a star on this show, because she just herself, from season 1 until season 11, she has just shown up as Toya. And that's something I can appreciate in people in my everyday life. I like people who are themselves. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just be your damn self. It works. I'm telling y'all. And that's why if I see Married2Medicine doing any rebranding like the Real Housewives of Atlanta did in another one of them shows that I don't watch, it will always be Toya. It will always be Dr. Heavenly. And I will even go as far as saying keeping Quad, even though she's not Married2Medicine. I think Quad brings a young, youthful, playful something to the show. And we haven't seen that as often, but I feel like now that Quad has found some happiness, that I haven't even seen her with Dr. G, if I'm being honest. What y'all think? Please let me know what y'all think. But I've never seen Quad as happy and as open and as herself as she is right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of that in Miss Quad coming. Let me know what y'all thought about this. So as the men enter the stage, they go to the back where the ladies are, and they show the ladies saying that King was supposed to meet up with Dr. G before the reunion, so they can loosen some of the tension, right? Because they hadn't seen each other since the sandbar. So Sweet Tea wants to throw out there, well, yeah, they were supposed to, but King didn't show up. So Heavenly quickly was like, because Quad told him not to, baby. It's not because he was scared to come, because he would have definitely pulled up. We saw at the sandbar how he was coming. We saw how King was gonna be coming if he was gonna be coming to meet up with Dr. G, okay? So Dr. G was probably praying he didn't show up. But anyway, that was it. The men arrive on set, and to loosen the tension, Andy does acknowledge that this is the first time that King and Dr. G has saw one another since the lawsuit that Dr. G tried to file. He asked if they could start this segment with a handshake, because Andy was like, I don't want no shit now. Can't we shake hands? They were like, that's probably not a good idea at this point. Let's just see how it goes. Andy also mentions, hey, have you guys ever thought about starting a band? Because he knows that Dr. Damon plays the drums, Scott sings. Apparently, Dr. G is a performer now, and King mentions that he plays bass or something like that. So I thought that was a cute little joke. And Dr. Damon, so sweet. I just love Dr. Damon. Please don't be cheating on Heavenly, because I love him. It was actually like, I would actually be open with it. So I thought that was pretty cool. What I do like this season, and what I do like about the Housewives shows and Married2Medicine as well, is that I like when they incorporate the men. I think the men should be compensated, because we got to look at it though. If the men weren't a part of this season, would we even have the season that we have had? It revolved a lot around the men. So I think it's crazy to exclude them from the paycheck, since they come and they are in a lot of the scenes, and they do keep up a lot of mess. They get on the topic about, which was very popular this season and a bit of last season, Dr. Damon, the heavenly Dr. G, and sweet tea of it all, right? They asked Dr. Damon, I think, what was his issue with Dr. G. And he was like, when those cheating accusations came up against me, and I sat across from you and I asked you, do you believe it? And Dr. Damon said, and you sat there like a coward and you didn't say anything. Now, while I understand Dr. Damon's, I understand his view about it, but what did you wanted him to say? No, he ain't cheating. I don't think he cheating, but he doesn't know you. I know my coworkers at work. I know they're nice at work, but when I get off work, I'm talking, I turn off my call center voice. I'm my damn self, and I'm cursing like a sailor. So those people don't know me. You know, they don't know latesharashae when I log off. So I don't think it's fair that Damon expected Dr. G to defend his character about him cheating. Because, sir, just because he thinks he knows you, he don't know what you're capable of. It's a lot of parents out there don't think their kids out there robbing and killing and stealing, but they are. They don't know until they see him on the surveillance camera at the corner store around the place, right? So I just don't think that's a realistic expectation. You're saying, well, you know my character, and you sat there like a coward. I don't like that he's doing that to Dr. G, because I guarantee you, if he couldn't do that to Apollo Nida. He couldn't do that to King. Those are different type of men. But I think I don't even know if he could do it to Curtis, but I know he could do it to Cecil. Cecil might advocate for himself, because I feel like Cecil knows how to handle the approach, but he know he can do that to Dr. G. He know he can do that to Toya husband, Dr. Eugene, but I don't think you could do it to those other men that I named. So I think that was unfair, Dr. Damon. I got to hold you accountable. You know, I got to hold you to the fire that was wrong, how you tried to handle him. And I like the fact that Cecil stood up for Dr. G in this moment and was like, hold on now, Dr. Damon. I don't think it's fair for you to have that expectation upon Dr. G to defend your character. Did you defend his character when your wife was on camera, online, all over the internet, calling him a peg, the P word, saying that he wasn't respected in the medical community? And Andy even asked, like, Dr. Damon, how would you feel if his wife went online saying those things about you and that you weren't respected? And Dr. G was like, well, I don't care. I wouldn't care. I could give a crap what anybody says online. But that is you. And the problem that I have with people like that, you can't tell me how to react. We're different people. What hurt you, what may not hurt you, may hurt me. You can't tell me how to react. So they even flashed back to the women, right, when this was going on. And Dr. Heavenly was like, yeah, that's a bitch move. You even stopped accepting patients that Damon was sending over because of that stuff that happened. And you damn right. It's his prerogative. If you did that shit to me, if you did that to me, you think I'm gonna accept the damn pictures from that damn his patients can go shove them right up your ass, as far as I'm concerned. So don't do that. So but the thing that, and I understand why Dr. Damon says he doesn't respect Dr. G, because yes, you could have been mad. Yes, you could have stopped accepting his referrals after that, but at least have the balls to at least advocate for yourself and say, you damn right I stop accepting your patients. I don't want you to do with you or your wife, man. You would have been more respected had you just been honest about it. Because I do believe you stopped seeing that man. You stopped seeing that man patients because you was mad, and it's okay. It's giving cancer because if fuck me, it's fuck you too. Okay? Now moving right along from there. What's next? Oh, so by the end of that segment, they went back and forth. And from my point of view, it's like Damon is one of those people, because he runs his house. He's the head of his household in all ways, right? You can tell just by his masculine energy. You can tell how Heavenly treats him. She said his daddy, and what he say goes. When he say shut up, Heavenly know he's serious, and she gonna shut her ass up. So I feel like in this back and forth with him and Dr. G, his personality came out that way. And so much so that Dr. G even kind of laughed Dr. Damon off and was just like, okay, bro, whatever you say, go, whatever, because I see we're not going to get anywhere. And for that reason, Dr. G apologized and said, hey, man, whatever. I just want to move forward. And, you know, I apologize if this came off that way in XYZ. And Andy asked if Dr. Damon, do you accept? And he was like, yeah, I respect it because that's what God would want. God doesn't want us to hold grudges, so God forgives us, and that's what I'm going to do. Only because God said it, though. I don't with you. I'm only fooling with you because God said that's what I should do. And so that's how they ended up moving on from that segment. You can tell Dr. King, damn Dr. King, I called this man Martin Luther. No, but for real. You can tell that King and Dr. Damon have been spending time together. And I'm guessing it's because Quad and Heavenly, I see that they've been spending a lot of time together. As dumb as Quad, you gotta stop being too gullible. Heavenly has dragged you so many times and backstabbed and betrayed you. I guess you following Dr. Damon's orders of God said forgive, so you letting go too. But I don't know why you keep trusting Heavenly. I don't know why you trust her like this with your business. But anyway, the only reason I said I think King and Dr. Damon is getting cool because you could hear throughout that back and forth between Dr. Damon and Dr. G, King was kind of interjecting himself and was like, yeah, man, he lying, you know, stuff like that. So I figured that close. And I think that Dr. Damon has a respect for King. He has a newfound respect for King after seeing how he rode for Quad at this sandbar, because even Dr. Damon was like, and I would have did the same for my woman. So I'm excited to see how those relationships are forming. I hope we continue to see more of the men like we did this season moving into the next season. But let's move on. Let's move on. What was next? A viewer asked, why was it triggering to Dr. G to hear Quad going on and on about her man and how she want a pussy wide open for him? So why was Dr. G so bothered? The viewer also said, why can't Quad just be happy that she has a man and really in love with him and want to tell the world about it? And I'm with the viewer. Even Curtis said that's absolutely right. Because last season, we allowed Dr. Greg to come in and rally and gloat about his new woman, his new wife, Sweet Tea. Why can't Quad do the same? He said she had been getting drugged through the mud on the social media streets about not having a man. And now that when she does, and she want to bust for him, now we got to make sure that Greg is not mad. I like the fact that Curtis said something and actually said something, because I'm with him. I agree. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. And this season, this moment in 2025, Quad came with her gun blazing. She was ready. She knew she had a milk chocolate dud. She know she upgraded in her eyes, and she wanted to tell the world about it. And this is the first time that I've seen Quad like this and liked her. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Quad is from Memphis, Tennessee too. And I didn't love Quad. And it may be because I was a Mariah fan. I stood behind Mariah doing their back and forth. But it's also because I really feel like I didn't see Quad like I'm seeing her now. And with this addition with King, I'm liking her. And from what she's shown, that she was traumatized from some of the things with Dr. G, and hearing kind of some of the things that Heavenly has said that happened with her and Dr. Greg, and actually seeing some of the flashbacks and how toxic their relationship was, I kind of feel for Quad, and I'm finding a newfound like for her, right? So I'm excited to see if she comes back, and I'm hoping she will, and I'm almost 80% certain that she is. But when she comes back, I'm looking forward to diving deeper in their relationship dynamic and just seeing where this takes them, and if the group is able to mend with Sweet Tea and Greg if they come back, and I'm not hoping on that. So moving right along, they zoomed in on backstage when that segment was happening with the men about why Quad couldn't be happy, just like Dr. Greg was happy. And they skipped back to the women in the back, right? And here come y'all. Let me see. And here comes Simone. We almost at April 1st. We didn't ask for the Easter Bunny to come quick, just like Mariah said. We didn't ask for the damn Easter Bunny. And here comes Simone inserting herself yet again. What is her hard on with Quad? What is her issue with Quad? Can somebody hop down in the comments and tell me? Just like the Heavenly and Contessa beef, I am tired. I'm so tired of Simone with Quad. What is it? Like, like Nene said to that damn kid, what is it? What is the beef? What is it? Help us. Because Simone, we just watched her at the end of this episode. She get up, cursing, saying Quad gave them her age of kids. It's just all of it. Even her saying she not getting Quad nothing for the baby shower if she don't tell them that she pregnant. Telling us she's mad. She even this last episode, she was saying she mad because Quad didn't even tell them she had a man, knowing she wasn't cool with Quad. Ma'am, you just spilled the information last reunion, last season, about her niece drowning in her pool when she asked you not to. So, Simone, what do you want from Quad? Do you want to be in her vagina? Like, I'm just so confused by what is fueling Simone with Quad. What is the problem? Y'all hop down in the comments, help me understand, because this heifer making me mad with this 2-ply Scott tissue roll dress on that it looked like she made with a glue gun and some of that damn Elmer's paper, glue stick. It just looked like she done threw some damn tissue on and patched it on together and put it on her shoulder. And she over here acting the fool, bringing more further attention to her damn self with that big ass mouth. I don't know what is going on. And it got so heated to the point where Quad Memphis side came out and she was like, you are dirty B. You are dirty B. And she hit it head on. If I had to call her anything, that's exactly what it be. She could have called her a raggedy one too. But Quad ended up telling her to shut the F up. They get up going back and forth and whoop-de-whoop. And that was the end of the episode. And I'm just like, y'all, I don't think I can take no more. I don't think no more Quad and Simone. It's really a Simone and Simone because she really is fighting herself at this point. We keep seeing Quad apologize. She say, I want to move on from this. But for some reason, Simone can't let go. And I know there were some people saying that Cecil really likes Quad. Could that be? Don't know. But just like everybody else, I want Simone to fix it. Because at this point, there is nothing Quad can do. There's nothing she can do. Help me understand if I'm wrong. Is there anything that Quad can do to get her and Simone over this hump? I don't think so. Help me. Anyway, that concludes Married to Medicine season 11 reunion part 2. Next week, they previewed Simone asking if they ever talked to Quad outside of the cameras. She's still running with this old narrative that Quad is only there when the cameras are rolling, stating that she's not a real friend outside of the cameras. They also show Heavenly apologizing to Contessa. Heavenly does not mean those apologies. So why we're kicking? I don't know. I hope we can move on from that as well. Dr. G also in this preview is saying that King tried to bully him. What do y'all think? I don't think so, Dr. G. And he also said he doesn't think they can move forward. I also don't think so, Dr. G. So please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you and Sweet Tea used to and get off our screens. I think we have had enough. I'm sure they can conjure up some new beef for next season. Anywho, thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all enjoyed my commentary. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I have new content coming, so I'm looking forward to getting back in these YouTube streets with y'all. So until next time, peace. So